Once upon a time, in the vast and mystical kingdom of Heartstone, there was a young girl named Elara, who was known for her kindness and courage. But Elara had a secret. She could hear the thoughts of others. At first, she felt this gift was a blessing. But soon she realized that hearing everyone's thoughts made her question the good she saw in people. She began to think the world was a much darker place than she had once believed. One evening, Elara sat by the river that wound around the edge of Heartstone. Feeling overwhelmed, she was troubled by the hidden fears and jealousies she heard. If everyone is so selfish and fearful, she thought, then what hope is there for the world? As she gazed into the water, an old woman appeared beside her, wrapped in a cloak of deep blue with eyes that sparkled like stars. She introduced herself as Mirena, a wandering storyteller and healer. Elara, trying to keep her thoughts quiet, politely greeted the woman, and Mirena simply smiled as if understanding Elara's struggle. Mirena said softly, I have seen many kingdoms and heard the thoughts of many souls. Some are joyful and some are troubled, but no one is only one thing. People are a mix of light and shadow, just like the sky has both stars and darkness. Elara sighed. But how can we trust each other when people hide so much? How can I keep faith in the goodness of people when I know their fears and insecurities? The old woman gave her a kind look. Elara, trust is not about knowing everything. It's about believing that, despite everything, there is good inside each heart. Let me tell you a story that might help. Intrigued, Elara sat down by the fire Mirena had kindled, and the storyteller began her tale. Once there was a lion named Kalin who roamed the heart of a forest. Kalin was feared by every creature, but he was also lonely, for the other animals dared not come close. One day, a little mouse named Mira, who was known for her curiosity and bold heart, heard Kalin's sad roar echoing through the trees. She decided to visit him. When she approached, Kalin looked down at her in surprise. Why have you come here, little one? Aren't you afraid I might hurt you? Mira smiled and said, I may be small, but I know that a heart can be bigger than any fear. I came to see if you needed a friend. At the moment, Kalin felt something soften in his heart. No one had ever dared approach him with kindness, only fear. Over time, the two became friends, and Kalin learned to protect the forest with Mira by his side. They became a symbol of courage and trust, reminding the animals of the forest that even the most powerful creature could have a gentle heart. Mirena paused, looking at Elara. You see, my dear, Kalin was both fierce and gentle, powerful and kind. People are no different. Inside every heart, there is a mix of shadow and light. Trust is believing in the light that lies within. Elara listened carefully, letting the old woman's words sink in. For the first time, she realized that hearing people's fears didn't mean they were defined by them. She could choose to see the good in others, just like Mira saw in Kalin. From that day on, Elara used her gift to bring hope, not judgment. When she heard others' fears, she offered words of comfort, and when she sensed jealousy, she spoke of kindness and understanding. Gradually, her heart lightened and her faith in the goodness of Heartstone grew. The old storyteller's tale became Elara's guide. She became known across the kingdom as a girl of both wisdom and warmth, inspiring those around her to trust and see the best in one another. As she grew older, Elara never forgot the night by the river and the story of Callan and Mira, for it reminded her that trust was a choice, a courageous leap toward understanding the light within others. Good night, dear listeners. Remember, people are a mix of stars and shadows. Trust is the choice to see the light that shines in others. Sweet dreams, and may your own heart be filled with kindness and courage.